Binusians. I know the break was really short, but have you guys eaten yet?
Yes.
Yes? Itu siapa tuh? Aiman ya?
Yeah.
What did you eat, Aiman?
Doner kebab chicken.
Oh, doner kebab. Okay. Well, congratulations all of you for officially becoming a Binusian after the inauguration ceremony. How does it feel to be Binusian, guys? Does it feel any different now that it's official? Okay, I'll assume it feels different. Guys, don't forget to turn on your cameras because it feels really lonely when I'm talking to no faces. Oh, actually, a lot of you are on cam now. Okay, so first thing we do for today's session, we'll have an ice-breaking session, which will be led by Adele.
Hello, thank you, Ashley. Okay, Jackie, can you please? Okay, thank you. Okay, so for today's session, we are going to play. We're going to play like a detectives. So we are going. You guys are going to be given 3 cases, and you guys would need to solve it. You guys each will get 1 minute to solve the case, and then you guys can just drop the answer down in the chat box. So are you ready, guys? Share some reaction dong. I know that you guys are tired, haven't eaten. Okay, we got some reaction. Okay, thank you for whoever gives the reaction. Okay, so maybe we can start. So let's go to the first case. Okay, here we have 4 friends regularly visited the sauna together. They always brought something with them. So there's Jack, a musician. He took an iPod with him to listen to music. And then there's Steve, who is a banker, took a thermos to drink out of. And then there's Patrick and Michael, who are lawyers and took documents to read. So one day, Patrick was found dead. He was killed by a sharp object. Policemen came immediately and conducted an investigation. They found nothing. So, how could this have happened, guys? I'm going to give you 1 minute, starting now. And then just drop down the answer on the chat box, guys. If you guys want to answer and then directly, you guys can raise your hand and then we're going to spotlight your video.
Come on, guys, where are your answers?
Come on. I think I have 30 seconds left.
Steve? Michael?
You guys have to be sure with your answer, you know, you cannot just Steve and then with a question mark.
Yeah, your question mark doesn't seem so certain, guys.
Oh, Timothy said Steve, because who brings a thermos to a sauna? Who brings a document to a sauna too?
Hey, maybe he wants a drink in the
Actually,
sauna.
who brings an iPod?
Yeah, who brings an iPod? Bener. Okay, maybe we can spotlight maybe you can spotlight yourself, Jack.
I can spotlight Jackie.
No,
Okay, maybe we can reveal the answer, Bang Jackie. So, it's solved. Patrick was killed by Steve, who brought an ice shard in his thermos, and the murder weapon had melted away by the time the cops arrived. Quite smart, actually. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so this is the second case. Who did it? Mr. James was found dead in his room. The room had no window and the door was locked. The only 4 people who had a key to the room were questioned. Sophia, the maid, said, "I came to wake up Mr. James. When I saw him dead, I screamed." And then John, the butler, said, "When I heard the scream, I ran into the room, turned on the light, and saw Mr. James with a knife in his neck." And then Sarah, the governess, said, "I rushed up alongside John. When he turned on the light, the room was all bloody. And then Jack, the cook, said, "I was prepping breakfast and didn't see anything." So, who do you guys think did it? And 1 minute starts from now. Oh, Amen. Amen raised his hand. Okay. Where's Amen? Okay.
Uh, I think it's Sophia because I I came to wake up can mean uh, uh, he can say that I came to wake him up
Mm-hmm.
just as an excuse to kill him.
Mm. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. We're going to wait 25 seconds, yeah, guys, and then I'm going to reveal the answer. Thank you, Ayman. Okay, let's see the chat box. Oh, Jack sus. I think everybody's suspicious, RJ.
A lot of people are saying Sophia now.
Sophia now.
Jack.
Jack, he entered the room before
Yeah.
anybody else. Okay, so we can reveal the answer, Bang Jaki. It was Sophia. If the room was dark, she would have seen Mr. James lying there unless she already knew it.
Who said Sophia before? Amen, was it?
Yeah, it was Amen. It was
You
Amen.
were close, buddy.
Okay, let's get into the next one. This is the third and the last case. A closed car. A man has been shot in a car. There were no trace of gunpowder on his clothes. That meant that a murderer wasn't inside the car while shooting him. There were no bullet holes in the car. Besides, all the doors and windows were closed. How could they have killed him? Oh, amen. Wait, let me set the timer. 1 minute starts from now. Okay.
I think the killer might have put him in the car after they killed him.
Makes sense, makes sense,
You
makes
think
sense.
so? Why do you think so?
Because all the doors and windows were closed.
Okay,
The
okay.
murderer can kill the
Any possible
man.
theory, though?
The
Okay.
murderer killed the guy, put him inside his own car, put him in the car, and then close all the windows and doors.
This is really thinking outside the box, yeah, amen.
Yeah.
But thank you, thank you. Okay, 5 more seconds. And then, okay. Let's refill, Jack.
See?
Okay, the man wasn't comfortable. First, a murderer shot him and then closed the top. I think the only one who has guessed this is only Cheryl. Everybody kept saying that he killed himself, but he did not. Thank you, everyone, for participating in this Solve the Case game. I had fun. I hope you guys had fun too. Back to Ashley.
Thank you so much, Adele, for the ice breaking session. Wasn't that a lot of fun, guys? Got your brains whirring? Anyways, now let us get on to the main session for Managing a Business 101, led by Miss Brina, SE, BSc, MBA, PhD. Miss Brina, are you here?
Yes, I am.
How
Hi,
are you?
Ashley. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good as well.
I love the background music of your birds chirping.
Yes, they're really loud. Sorry about that.
It's okay. No.
Yeah. If you're ready, Miss, the stage is yours.
Okay, sure.
My bird's angry at me.
Okay. So, hi everyone. How are you? I think everyone should know me by now because I've introduced myself quite a few times during the FYP. But then again, maybe someone was not there, so I'm just going to reintroduce myself. My name is Brina Mefitawan-Lee. You can call me Miss Brina. And I am actually in charge of business statistics and mathematics related subjects. So actually, I'm not the one teaching introduction to management. I'm also not in charge of introduction to management, but I'm going to bring the materials for you today. But if you have any questions about the subject that are more technical, I'm so sorry I won't be able to answer that, but I can refer you to the SCC or subject content coordinator that is relevant to the question. Okay, so today is going to be a very informal session because I also want to get to know the freshmen, right? So I hope everyone is very active. I won't be giving you a lecture that is just, me talking and you listening. So I want a bit more interaction between us. And thank you very much for the FLs that they have done an ice breaking. So I hope everyone is a bit more relaxed now. So let me start by sharing the PPT. Can everyone see it clearly?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll be, as actually already mentioned, talking about management 101 today, and more about managing startup and new ventures. In every class that you will have later on, you will always have a session learning outcomes. So hopefully at the end of the session, you will at least completed some of these learning outcomes. The first one will be understand what entrepreneurship is and types of entrepreneurs, and know the different characteristics of an entrepreneur, and also understand different ways entrepreneurs can finance their business. So it's a bit focused on entrepreneurs because, managing a business, normally either you are the owner or you can also be the CEO, CFO, and so on. But today I'll talk a bit more of becoming an entrepreneur. So as I mentioned, I don't want this to be a lecture. That is just one way. So I want to know your point of view as well. So let's head over to Mentimeter. You can go to www.menti.com. Let me just open up my Mentimeter. Give me a few seconds. Okay, you can go to www.menti.com and then you can put in the code, which is 63333434, or you can also head over to this link that I'm sharing to the Zoom box chat box. So you can head over and answer the first question. So what is your career choice? Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to be an executive? What do I mean with executive? Means that you are a CEO or a CFO. So you want to work for a company, can be multinational companies, can be whatever companies that you want. But entrepreneur is like having your own company, right? But executives is working for a company. And others, if, for example, you want to be a consultant, or maybe you want to be, I don't know, all of a sudden you want to be a doctor and you're taking another bachelor after this, or, can be anything. So I'll be waiting until more of you answer. I have 24 people now. There's like at least 40 something, right? So I'm going to wait until it's at least 35, I guess. 26 and it stops. Okay, maybe 30, at least 30 students. Okay, 2 more. Okay, 30 already. Okay, 31, that's good. Maybe I should wait until 35 because I'm pretty sure there should be like 55 freshmen in total. Anyone else? Okay, so 61% wants to be an entrepreneur. That's great because that means that the topic that I'm going to present today is quite relatable to you. And then we have 32% executives, which is still relatable because you have to manage the business, and the others. Okay, so who replied others? Who answered others? Can you raise your hand or maybe say something in the chat box? 6% out of 31 people. So that is at least like 2 people, 1 to 2 people who answered that. Come on, don't be shy. I'm not gonna bite. You can raise your hand or say something in the chat. Those who answered others. Who is it? Who is it? I clicked it wrong. Okay, Felicia. Okay, what do you actually want to be? Which one is your actual answer? Felicia. Entrepreneur? Okay, great. Who wants to be an executive? You can raise your hand. Who answered executive just now? We have Timothy, we have Rajwa. Okay, since Rajwa is the one with the video on, Rajwa, can you answer my question? Why do you want to be an executive instead of an entrepreneur?
Hello. So I want to be an entrepreneur, but I want the experience first. So I want to be an executive first, and then if it works out, then maybe become an entrepreneur later on in the future.
Oh, okay, I see. So in the end, you still want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
That's
I still
your final
or
goal.
do both if it's possible.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you very much, Rajwa.
Thank you.
How about Mahir? Why would you? Why do you prefer being an executive?
I want to have a lot of experience in a company, in a multinational company, before I want to create my own startup business later on.
I see. So in the end, you still want to be an entrepreneur.
Yes,
Okay.
but I want to work first, Miss, because experience is really important when you want to make a business. So I think I want to work first in a company later on.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much, Mahir. Yeah, so actually Mahir and Rajwa are the same then. They want to work first and then become an entrepreneur. But the end goal is still an entrepreneur. Who is here who has an end goal of being an executive? So you don't actually want to be an entrepreneur, you just want to stay as an executive. And that is the career choice that you've taken, that you're taking, which is totally fine, definitely. Is there anyone who's actually that? In this 32%, which is like 9 people around that? No one. So everyone in the end actually wants to become an entrepreneur. That's your end goal. So, okay, who answered entrepreneur just now? So many of you, right? Can you raise some hands so that I can see? Come on, the majority. Who picked entrepreneur just now? Ferga. Ferga or Ferga?
Verga
Verga,
ikut
yeah.
BINUS ya.
Okay, Ferga, who just won the charades in the previous session. Hi, Ferga. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Miss. How about you?
I'm also good, thank you. So why do you want to become an entrepreneur?
I want to become an entrepreneur because I want to fulfill my lifelong goal, which is to be able to create a tuner shop or maybe something to do with import-export with automotive.
I see, that is very interesting. Okay, good to know because actually, okay, good to know. Thank you, Ferga. Ferga. How about Malvin?
So I'm interested in entrepreneurship because I think it can bring me the most profit if it's successful, and I actually want to explore many different kinds of markets. And my goal is to make as many income stream as possible.
Okay, wow, very interesting. Okay, so you want to explore a lot of markets you mentioned, right? Can you give me just a brief view of what are the markets that you want to target, or do you already have a product in mind? Just now, Ferga was very specific. Yeah, he said, I want to do something about automotive. How about you, Malvin? Do you already have any idea?
Well, I'm about to start a snack business, making snack and food, and I don't know how it will go, but I think I'm gonna learn more markets later on.
Okay, I see. Okay, that is very interesting. Great to know. Now, my last question before we go to the next question that I have on Mentimeter, who already has a business now? Who is already an entrepreneur? I know young people nowadays are very creative, and we have, online e-commerce, which is very easy to explore, especially if you're tech savvy. So is there any entrepreneur in this class already? I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds. to gather your courage to put your hands up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, that means there is really no entrepreneur. You know why? Because entrepreneurs are supposed to be brave and courageous because they want to take risks, right? So I guess none yet, but it's okay. You are all entrepreneurs in the making, right? So this is very, very interesting. It means that almost 100% of everyone in this room basically wants to be an entrepreneur in the end. Although you want to become a worker in a way first, an employee, but your career choice in the end is to become an entrepreneur. So that is very, very interesting, and I'm very happy. And why am I very happy? Because it will definitely help Indonesia as a whole, because you know that a country cannot grow without a lot of entrepreneurs in the country. So thank you very much. Now, before I go into more into the materials, let's move on to the next question in Mentimeter. I still have a next question. So what is an entrepreneur in your point of view? You've mentioned just now, I want to be an entrepreneur. So, but what is an entrepreneur? And this is an open-ended question. So you can answer me with, any answers, meaning it's open-ended. You can type anything you want. I'm pretty sure that not as many people will join that because it's not a multiple choice question. I'm just going to wait for at least like maybe 10 to 15 answers. Oh, very nice answer. I like it. Someone who starts a business and is not afraid of taking the risk to do so. Awesome. Next. I'm going to give you a like. I cannot give you a like. Someone else has to. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, someone else liked it. 2 likes. Hey, come on. Don't just like it. You have to give me your own point of view. 1 out of 2. So where is the other? Why doesn't it show up? Where is it? Oh, it's here. A person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risk in order to do so. Wow. Sounds very textbook, but awesome. Lots of likes as well. Come on, at least 5. Give me at least 5 out of 55 people here. 3. There's another one. Someone who is willing to take risks and constantly seeking growth. Okay. Job. 2 more. Oh, we have 5. Thank you. Someone who is proficient at taking risks for their own business and able to take maximize advantages every time an opportunity is presented to them. Echo. Interesting. An entrepreneur is an innovative individual. Okay, that is more of a characteristic rather than a definition, but that's okay. I think entrepreneurs are people who are brave to take risks and people who want more work than others. They also have great leadership and amazing at socializing. Cool. Okay, I think I went back already. Okay, 7. Yes. Someone who is a risk taker and capable of leading a team. They usually have good communication skill and networking. Awesome. So most of you have mentioned a few qualities, right? And actually, because I mentioned risk just now, everyone also kind of included risk in it, which is correct. A person who starts and manages business, continuously having the will to learn and grow. Awesome, awesome. So I think you all have a quite good understanding of what an entrepreneur is. Next up, we have the last question of the day, which is, what do you think should be the trait of a successful entrepreneur? Again, there is no right or wrong answers, yeah? So all answers are welcome. You can give just one trait, you can give more traits, anything you want. I just want to know what do you think? Since you want to become a successful entrepreneur, all of you want to become a successful entrepreneur. So what should you do? This is in a way is what should you do so that you'll be successful in the future? You should be rich. Wow. That is after you have become successful. Do you have to be rich if you're just starting to be an entrepreneur? That we don't know. Able to bounce back from a failure, learn from mistakes, motivated, think out of the box, risk takers, commitment, adaptable, Be passionate and work hard. Semi crazy. I like it. Yes. Leadership. Courageous. Risk taker, social, doesn't stop with one failure and knows what he or she is doing. Ambitious. Independent. Wow. Creative, competitive. Persistent. Just like BINUSIAN. Oh, we have perseverance, yeah. The spirit, the P in spirit. Has perseverance, exactly right. Creative, deep passion, eager to learn, leadership, socializing, risk taker. Open-mindedness and willing to accept critics and develop the critics into something that may be beneficial to the business. Not afraid of judgment. Never stop seeking knowledge. Be innovative, confident, integrity, positive thinking. Okay, since there are many of you, 26 of you, let me just call out semi-crazy. Who answered semi-crazy? This one, this person. Come, speak up. Who is it? Come on, don't be shy. Who is it? Who is it? Come forward. Who answered semi-crazy? Come on, come out now. You're taking everyone's time, and time is money. Doesn't want to show up? Really? I thought you wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. No one? Really? Wow. Wow. Let me choose another person then. Positive thinking. Who answered positive thinking?
Me.
Me? Who are you? I'm sorry. What's your name? Malvin?
Yep.
Okay, Malvin. Why? Why do you think positive thinking is the trait to be a successful entrepreneur?
Well, because if you don't have a positive thinking, you won't be brave enough to take steps and to actually go through the obstacles that you meet, basically.
Okay, sure. Okay, awesome. Thank you very much, Muffin. Yes, of course, you need to be positive, right? Because if you're not positive and you're always negative, then you won't even start because you think it's going to fail right away, right? But when you're positive thinking, then you feel that it's going to be successful so that you have the courage to start. Very good. Cowboy. Who answered cowboy? Thank you, Muffin, by the way. Who answered cowboy? Come on, come on. Come on, who answered cowboy? Who is it? Who is it? Tell me, who is it? Don't want to come forward?
Miss,
Yes.
it's me.
Okay, I'm glad you came forward.
Yeah.
Who is speaking, by the way?
Cowboys mean is like you can pass all of the obstacles.
Yoka, is it Yoka?
Yeah, yoka.
Okay, you can pass all the obstacles?
Like brave or something like that.
So brave is the main point of being a cowboy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The main point of being a cowboy is that he is brave.
Yeah.
He or she.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Yoka. Okay, awesome. So actually, again, yeah, there is no one right or wrong answers. So all of your answers are correct. There's nothing wrong other than rich. I don't believe that rich is the trait of successful entrepreneur because it's not a trait. Being rich is not a trait. Trait means like your personality, right? Rich is just a fact. You're rich or you're poor. That's a fact. That's not a trait. If you have rich mindset, then that's a different thing. But yeah, basically all of these are all very relevant, and of course you need a lot of different traits, but today I'm also going to point out some traits, and you know, we'll see later. Yeah, so anyone wants to say anything before I actually go into my material, like want to just express you know, their opinion that has been put here but I didn't choose? Maybe. No? All right then. Let me open up my materials again. Okay, we have already finished with the Mentimeter. So now answering the first question that I put, the second question actually, of what is entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship is the process of initiating a business venture, organizing necessary resources, assuming risks, and enjoying rewards. So just now, if you have mentioned about risk, it is also included here, but you also need to remember about the resources, because you have to put in a lot of different kinds of resources: financial resources, human resources, and then also time. Time is also a resource, right? You have to invest your time. And by doing all of that, you will enjoy some rewards because you're an entrepreneur, right? An entrepreneur is someone who engages in entrepreneurship. Very simple and very easy, right? Successful entrepreneurs have many different motivations and measure rewards in different ways. So again, why I was asking you, like, what is entrepreneurship and what are the qualities? Because different people have different measurement of success, right? Maybe for me, I am now not an entrepreneur, as in full-time entrepreneur. I do have a business as a side, but do I find that my business is successful or not? It depends, right? It's very subjective. And what is my motivation of opening a business is also very subjective, right? Some people want to have social entrepreneurship. They just want to open up a business for the people instead of enjoying personal rewards. So now I am going to introduce 5 types of small business owners. So everything that I'm mentioning today are all taken from the textbook that you will use for introduction to management, introduction of management. I think should be taken in first semester, if I'm not mistaken, for BMM student. And be mindful with the fact that this textbook is US based. Okay, that is very important. So some of the materials are, of course, according to US situation. Yeah, so sometimes we have to be able to adapt to the current or the local situation as well. Okay, so there are 5 types. The first one is the idealist, and they will be rewarded by chance to work on something new and creative. So I have an ideal. I want to create this. Yeah, you already have that in your mind. It is very creative, it is very innovative, and you want to achieve that. Then you are one of the idealist type. Okay, you want to basically create something new and innovative in the market. There's also an optimizer, and they get personal satisfaction from being business owners. So they are happy with the fact that they are business owners, and they normally have a lot of personal motivation for it. And then we have hard workers, and the hard workers strive on the challenge of building a larger, more profitable business. So these hard workers, as the name says, they are hard workers. So they like to work hard. What does it mean? They like to put on the extra effort. They like to have to work more than what they're supposed to. And a study in the US actually found out that most entrepreneurs work more than an employee in a company. Because an employee, how long do employees normally work in a week? How many hours? How many hours?
8 hours.
8 hours a day, right? So in a week, it will be 40 hours, yeah? It's not times 7, it's times 5. Yes, 40 hours a week, exactly. That's a normal working person. They will work 40 hours a week, but Actually, an entrepreneur will work much more than that. Some work 60 hours a week and some even work 80 hours a week. Okay, so that is that much effort that you have to put into if you want to start a business, and you should have that in mind. So you cannot have a very you cannot put limited effort into it. Yeah. And then we also have the jugglers. The jugglers are high energy people who enjoy handling every detail of their own businesses. So just like a juggler, they like to juggle different roles. So if I'm an owner of a business, I like to be the marketing person, I like to be the finance person, I like to be the CEO, I also like to be the HR. So I like to do a lot of things on my own in a way. So I hire people, I pay them, I think about the marketing strategy and so on. They like to juggle a lot of different kinds of roles in a business. And of course, you have to be very energetic to do that. And the last one is sustainers, who enjoy to balance work and personal life. So there are people, they want to have businesses so that they can have a more balanced life. And this kind of people, for example, yeah, there were actually some examples given in the textbook as well. They don't really like that their business go big. Yeah, they like that their business is small, is just manageable, and they don't really like it when it goes too big, because by the time it goes really big, then you will have to sacrifice more. You have to spend more time. And that also means that you have to sacrifice time with your family. So it's a very different, yeah, between entrepreneurs to entrepreneurs. Some like to have just, I have enough. I don't want it to go bigger. I can enjoy the money that I have together with my family. While some other people are very, very, very optimizers, right? And also hard workers. They want to be big as possible. Okay, so those are different types of small business owners. So this is the traits of entrepreneurs that I was talking about with you just now. And there is a high importance on being free to achieve and maximizing their potential. So why do people want to be an entrepreneur? Sometimes it's because they want to achieve more. Maybe in your work, you cannot be as creative as you want. Maybe in your work, you cannot maximize what you have because you are limited to your job description. You are limited to your job desk. So you're not free to do more. And a lot of people actually want to be an entrepreneur because they want to do more. I have so much potential in me, and I want it to grow together with the business that I'm making. So as I mentioned, yeah, there are so many different kinds of traits of an entrepreneur, and you're all right. There's no one that's wrong. But these are some of the most important ones. The first one is autonomy. Autonomy means that you can do, in a way, whatever you want because you are the owner of the business, right? So you have this autonomy to create what you want to create, to visualize, and then create what you have visualized, and so on. So you have this autonomy, you can control the business. So you're not being controlled by someone else. Who is it? Okay. And then also have entrepreneurial sacrifice. This seems very unusual. Yeah, you don't hear it many times, but it is actually very, very important. Why? Because if you want to do business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. Definitely. And you have to be ready and be prepared for it before you become an entrepreneur. There's so many different kind of sacrifices that you have to make. You have to sacrifice your time with your family. You have to sacrifice your money. You have to sacrifice your hobby, for example. There are so many sacrifices that you have to make. So you have to be willing to do that in the beginning. And of course, high energy, because then high energy also kind of means that you're passionate. Because when you're passionate, then you will have this high energy. If you're not passionate about what you do, then you won't be able to charge yourself, to motivate yourself to do more, because you're not passionate about it. And before I go to need to achieve, I kind of want to just show a very quick video of Steve Jobs. Who is Steve Jobs? I mean,
founder of Apple.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes, founder of Apple. I'm glad everyone knows that because I don't know how far ahead are you all. I'm pretty sure you're all like born in the 2000 something, right? And Steve Jobs passed away already like a few years back. So just in case you all don't know, Steve Jobs is the founder of Apple. Oh, I have to stop sharing first. Hold on.
People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it. You got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is you've got to be.
Okay, so that was very quick and short, but can someone tell me what was the main point of what Steve Jobs said just now? Hopefully you're listening. So what's the main point? What did he say? What do you need to be an entrepreneur? Rajwa, go ahead.
So what I got from that video was if you don't have any passion on doing, entrepreneur, or if you don't like it or you don't enjoy it as much as other people would, you're better off doing something else, because if you're not passionate on something, you're not going to be able to be successful on following that path.
Exactly, Rajwa. Very good. And thank you also, Felicia and Malvin in the chat box. Exactly. So it's a very short message, but it's very, very important. That's why I said, right, entrepreneurial sacrifice and high energy are actually the forms that you will get when you have passion for what you do. So of course, that's why I said I really like the semi-crazy answer just now, because that's exactly what Steve Jobs said as well. If you don't love it and you keep on doing it, you will quit eventually because you are sane. Why would you do so much? Why would you sacrifice so much for something you don't love? So you first have to love it, and then only you can persevere, and then only you can stay positive, and then only you can have the energy to withstand all of the hardness and so on. So of course, this is very, very important that you have passion and you love what you actually do. So that is also one of the messages that I really want to convey. My question is, before I move on, who is in a family business? I mean, who is a son or a daughter of parents who already have businesses that are running well? A show of hands. Who was born in a family business? Mahir. Hi, Mahir.
Hi, Miss.
Felicia and Timothy. Okay, I'll go to you all one by one. So Mahir, what does your family do? Which business are you in?
My father is doing a mining business, Miss.
Okay.
He have a mining in Kalimantan, in South Kalimantan.
Okay. So he is the owner of the business?
Yeah, he is the CEO.
Okay, so do you want to continue doing what your father does?
Yes, of course. I want to continue my father's business, and I want to have my own business also. So yeah, and my mom also have. I think she own an online shop.
Oh,
To
awesome.
help my dad.
So you're in an entrepreneur family. Everyone's
Yeah, entrepreneur family. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Mahir. Wow, I see more hands. So let me go to the girl now, Felicia.
Yes, I miss.
Hi, what is your family in? I mean, which kind of business?
I'm actually only helping one of the businesses. I just started like a month ago in handling the social media.
Awesome. Can I know in which industry is it in?
Fashion.
Fashion industry. Awesome. So will you continue? Do you want to continue your family's business in the future?
It depends on a lot of things actually, because I'm just helping.
Okay, I see. Sure. Okay, thank you, Felicia. Now let me go to Timothy.
Yes, miss.
Yes. So what is your family business in? I mean, what is
So my dad has an interior design business
awesome.
it's running pretty well, and it's something he started himself like before I was born. Yeah, before I was born.
Cool. I might go to you. I also want to do interior design in the future. Maybe
Okay,
next
miss.
year.
I'll give a discount, miss. I'll give a discount.
Oh, awesome. Okay, that is a done deal. Do you want to continue?
At the moment, I don't think so, because that's not where my passion is, right? And like what Steve Jobs said, it's better to not do something that we don't like. So yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much, Timothy. Nice. And then Muffin, since I've talked to you before, I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip you this time. How about Ziwang?
Yes, miss.
So what family is your business in? What business is your family in? Sorry. Yeah.
My family is in property.
Property, I see.
Property business.
I see. Do you want to continue?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm really glad that some people spoke up. So why did I ask you is because actually we are planning to have, I mean, BMM, and I personally am arranging a talk show later on with, hopefully the speaker will agree to it. He has a huge family business, probably one of the biggest in Indonesia, but apart from his family business, he's actually doing something else. So one of the message that he wants to convey is the same, which is you have to love what you do. So even though he is in a family business, but he actually goes for the business that he's passionate about. And I would like to share that with all of you as well. So if you have a family business and maybe that is not where your passion is, it will also give you some motivation and some new mindset, new knowledge of opening your own business based on passion. Hopefully the speaker is going to agree, and we'll have that maybe next month. Of course, all of the BMM students should join as well. So yeah, back to my own topic. I think if, for example, you are forced to do a business that you don't love, then it's not gonna last for a long time, right? Because again, you have to love what you do. And also this one is an important trait, which is the need to achieve. So people are motivated to excel and pick situation in which success is likely. So you need to have the sense of achievement. Who knows Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Who is familiar with the concept? Timothy? Can you tell me a little bit about Maslow, the hierarchy of needs?
I don't really remember it like very clearly, miss, but it was something that I learned back in Cambridge A levels, right? It talked about like the needs for employee satisfaction, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not only for employee, for everyone, basically. Human needs. Okay, thank you very much, Timothy, and also Ferda. So basically, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is like the first base is physical needs, meaning that you need to have a house, you need to have food. Those are all very physical, meaning that you need that in order to survive. But if you have already have that, then you will go to the next level, which is security. You need to feel safe. So not only that you have a roof over your head, but also you need to feel safe and so on. And basically the end, at the top, when you have already achieved all of that, then it's the sense of achievement, or we call it self-actualization, meaning that you have done what you are passionate about and you have succeeded in it. So you have self-actualization. That is the need to achieve. I need to achieve something in my life. I don't want to just, lie down. I know in this pandemic, everyone feels very lazy, myself included, but you need to have this sense of achievement that, I have done something good in my life. And that is very important for entrepreneurs, because then you will continue to aim higher and you will continue to try to achieve higher goals. And then, of course, self-confidence. You have to be confident about yourself. That's why I said, if you want to be an entrepreneur, and if I call you out, you have to be able to speak up. No matter whether you have bad English, no matter whether you are shy or so on, you need to have confidence in yourself that you can do it. And I don't bite. So everyone, please do speak up and interact. And if you have any questions, yeah, by the way, please just stop me at any time. And then the next one is locus of control. So it's whether you as a person place your primary responsibility within yourself or an outside force. What does it mean? Locus of control means that, like, what can you control? Okay, there are things that you cannot control. For example, if you have a business and now there is a pandemic, that is something that you cannot control, right? You cannot control a pandemic. You cannot say that, no, I don't want this pandemic to happen, let it be gone. No, you can't do that, right? So locus of control is what you can control. And there are people who place their primary responsibility, meaning who place themselves more towards their internal locus of control or external. What does it mean? It means that I am successful because I do well. I am failing because I did something wrong. That is internal locus of control. I control what I do. I control my fate in a way. So if something happens to my business, I do not blame the external forces. Like, for example, the pandemic happens, I do not blame the fact that there's a pandemic, but I have to blame, so what can I do to fix my business to survive in this new condition? That is internal locus of control. So you refer to yourself. So you basically you can say that your success is due to you, and you can also say that your failure is due to you. So you control it, you control your fate, you control your life. So people who place it more on the outside forces, they will always blame something. My business fails because of the pandemic. My business fails because of Indonesia, because of the government. There's so many external parties that you can blame. Okay, and that is definitely not the way to go if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You have to be more internally, your locus of control should be internal. You are the one who control what you do. You are the one who controls what's going to happen to your business. Okay, so this is basically it. You have autonomy, sacrifice, high energy, the need to achieve, self-confident, locus of control. These are the traits that you can basically have in order to be a successful entrepreneur or an entrepreneur. Yeah. Of course, all of the other qualities that you mentioned, they're all also right, but these 6 are the most important ones in a way. Now, how do you launch an entrepreneurial startup? By the way, FL, can you please let me know if it's like 5 minutes left of my time so that I know that I don't have much time and I will speed up? Yeah,
Sure.
Thank you. And then this is an overview of the process. Normally, you will start with an idea, right? After you have an idea, you will write a business plan. After you have the business plan, you will choose a legal structure. What do I want to be? Of course, it's very important. Yeah, if you're an entrepreneur, your business should have a form, should have a legal structure. And then you also have to arrange your financing. How are you going to get money? From your parents, that is also financing, or like from external investors and so on. Okay, so these are several sources of entrepreneurial motivation and new business ideas. So why do people start a business? 41%, which is almost half, is joint family business. So that's why I also asked before, because that is one of the main reasons of why people start a business, because they join a family business. 36% say that I want to control my future, so I make my own business. 27% say I want to be my own boss. I don't want someone else to boss me around. I want to be the boss. 25% say to fulfill a dream. Some of you said that. I have a dream. I have already, I want to be someone that is blah, 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 blah. And 5% is actually because companies let them go because they downsize or they're let off, which is probably also the main reason nowadays. Because of this pandemic, so many companies are laying off their and downsizing their businesses. So people are forced to start a business because that's the only way that they can actually make money and survive. Okay, and then where do business ideas come from? 37% is in-depth understanding of industry or profession. So Ferga, I think, was it Ferga? Ferga already said, I want to do business in the automotive industry. Very specific, and that is very good. Why? Because then he will start to get to know this industry from now, right? And then by the time that he finishes university, or maybe before that, he has an in-depth understanding of the industry or a profession, of course, and he has more business ideas from there. I understand now that in the automotive industries, people are looking for this, and not many people have actually, provided this service or provided this product. So it is a very good opportunity to go into that and so on. That is where business ideas come from. And then 36% is because they realize the market niche. Can someone tell me what is market niche? What is this market niche? Spotted. Ayman, go ahead.
Market niche is it's market for specific crowds.
Exactly. Yes, go
Interest.
ahead. Or interest, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very good, Ayman. Thank you very much. Very simple, straightforward, but it's right. Niche is like you have a specific target, which is actually a small part of the big market. So market niche is normally like people who are really, they're not very big in numbers, but they are very much into it. Like, for example, maybe in the automotive industry, there are people who really love, like, I don't know, a specific type of cars. Help me, Ferga. Give me an example.
Maybe like exotic cars, which are very high priced, which only cater to a specific target audience.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Ferga. So they have these exotic cars, maybe very old cars, those cars that are, very old. For me, it looks very shabby. I will never ride those. But then a lot of people, not a lot of people, a certain market actually really love it, and they are willing to pay so much for that old, if I'm being very mean, piece of junk, because it will be, maybe the car doesn't even start, right? But there are people who actually love those kind of, that is a market niche. I mean, it's a very specific. Yes, Ayman? Oh, no, okay. So it's a very, yes, you have niche perfumeries. Or for example, like nowadays, for food, okay, for food, we have gluten-free, we have dairy-free, we have, what else free? Very healthy food. And it will serve a certain niche that is very health conscious, or maybe they have problems with digesting dairy products or gluten. And that is a niche that is actually is growing nowadays, right? Because more and more people are being health conscious. So it's a niche, market niche that is growing. So that is also a source of new business ideas. And then brainstorming, meaning that you actually talk to your friends, talk to your business partners, talk to your family, maybe you just brainstorm, what are the new business ideas that are out there? And actually it only caters to 7%, right? And then 4% is copying someone else. Of course, there's always an idea if you just copy from someone else, right? And that's only 4%. But of course, you can just, copy paste exactly, but it's more like copy and modification. But then we don't know, what is the success rate in doing that? 4% is hobby. Maybe my hobby is doing this, and I am very interested in it. Like maybe Bumira is, her hobby is playing golf. Maybe she's very interested in it, and she can, I don't know, create a new business out of it because she's very passionate about it. And then 11% is other. Yeah, you can get a lot of business ideas out of nowhere. There's a maybe sometimes it's like a eureka moment, right? Just all of a sudden, oh, this is a good business idea. I should do it. Yeah. Okay. Now about the business plan, because just now you generate ideas first, right? You start with the ideas. After you have the ideas, you have to make or create a business plan so that you know what you are actually doing, and it's not just, you know, just on top of your mind, but you don't have it laid out. And normally when you are writing a business plan, then you will figure out some of the holes that you have to kind of fill in before you actually start doing your business. What is a business plan? It's a document specifying business details prepared by an entrepreneur prior to opening a new business. That's why it's called a plan, because you haven't opened it up yet. If you already have the business, that's not a plan anymore, right? And planning forces the entrepreneur to carefully think through the issues and problems associated with starting and developing the business. That's why I said business plan is important, because then you have to think your business through. And this is what most young people nowadays don't do. They have a business, they have the money, they have the connection, because that's what you have nowadays. Just go with it. You know, somehow it will just be put into place eventually. And that is not a good way to start a business. Yes, you are courageous, but you are taking unnecessary risks. So when you start a business, you have to make calculated risks. Of course, you have to take risks, but you also need to calculate it. And you have contingency plans. If this doesn't work, then what are you going to do? And so on. And that is why writing a business plan is important. So you don't just, you know, go with the flow, or you don't just go with what you feel at that moment. And then after a few months, you figure out no one wants to buy, this is not a good business, and then you close it up. And you lost a lot of money from there. Although you learn as well, but let's not be too reckless and just, you know, start whatever I want kind of thing. So what are the characteristics of a business plan? It has to be clear. You need to have a vision, because you always have to have an end goal. Without an end goal, you are going nowhere, because you don't know where you're going. And then it has to be clear and realistic in terms of the financial projection. Don't just go like, there are how many population are now in Indonesia? 250, 260. There are 260 million people in Indonesia. Some people must buy my products. So maybe next year I will double my profit. Of course, it's not going to work that way, right? So you have to make realistic financial projections. And then you have to profile the potential customers and target market. And then you need to know the details about the industry and your competitors. And you have to have evidence of an effective management team. So you know that your management team is actually effective. If every time you have meetings, it will end up you just talking about random stuff, that is not a very effective team, right? And then of course you need to have good format and clear writing. It should not be too long, it should be short, but the content is very good. And then you need to know what are your critical risks and the sources and uses of startup funds and operating funds. Where will you actually put all of the money that you have in the beginning? And you need to have a summary of everything. So business plan is of course important for external parties, meaning that if you want to ask for fundings, of course you need to give them your business plan. This is my plan, right? But it is also important for you and your team, because then you will all come up together and create this one business plan that you all believe in, yeah, that you all know the details about. So it's important internally as well as externally. And then choosing a legal structure, again, yeah, this textbook is very much US based, so you will see a lot of, you know, things that are US related. For sole proprietorship, which I think is the case as well in Indonesia, I think majority of businesses are maybe probably sole proprietorship. They are unincorporated business owned by an individual for profit. So when you have just one person and you're just doing your business, then you are in the sole proprietorship type. It is very easy to start because it's just you. There are not many legal requirements, and you have total ownership and total control of your business. And the bad thing is that you will have unlimited liability. Can someone tell me, what does it mean if the owner has unlimited liability? If it's too difficult, tell me what is liability. Yes, go ahead.
liability is responsibility. It's like the owner is fully responsibility for has the responsibility of everything and control
Yes,
of the business and the legal structure.
that is correct, Rajwa. Natalie, you want to add it?
I think that liability is an expense. So it's like, it's not just the financial stuff, but it's also us sacrificing our time. I think it also counts as a liability.
Wow, very interesting, Natalie. Thank you very much for your point of view. So later on, when you get technical, it is you have to be careful with your words. What do I mean by technical? Meaning that when you do accounting later on, we'll have a class in accounting, right? You have a financial statement, and then you will have your balance sheet and income statement. Okay, this is very technical, yeah. But expenses and revenue are their own thing. Liability and assets are another thing. Yeah, so these are actually quite different. So liability in this case is actually like debts, right? You are liable. You are, yeah, basically it's like debts, this liability. What does it mean in this case? Unlimited liability, it's not something that is personal, but it is something that is on the paper, meaning that it's like this. When your business is sole proprietorship and you ask for investment from other people, you get their money, but your business fail and you have lots of debts. You as an owner has unlimited liability, meaning that the person who you owe the money to can take your personal kekayaan, your personal money. Okay, meaning that if you owe me money 100 billion rupiah, I can take your house, I can take your personal asset, I can take everything from you to get my money back. That is what is called as unlimited liability. But if you have limited liability, which I will inform you later on, this is a legal structure. Yeah. So legally, if you're sole proprietorship, you owe me money, I can take everything from you legally. Okay. But if you have limited liability, meaning, for example, a corporation, I put my money 100 million as my share in that company. And then the company fails, company has 100,000 million debt, I don't care. You can only take 100 million from me because that's the money that I invest in the company. You cannot take my personal money. You cannot take my house. You cannot take my assets. You cannot take anything other than the ones that I've invested in that company. Okay, that is limited liability. So this is very important. Why is it not preferable that you have a sole proprietorship when your business go big? Is because of this one thing, unlimited liability. If you have debts later on that is under your business name, under your PT istilahnya, no PT lah ya, your business, you can still lose everything that you have because you are a sole proprietorship. You have unlimited liability. Okay, that's why this legal structure is very important. Okay, and of course financing will be harder to obtain, yeah, because you're by yourself. It's very difficult to convince other people. Okay, that is sole proprietorship. Moving on, we have partnership, which is actually similar to sole proprietorship. The difference is just you have few people that owns the business, maybe you and two other people, or more than two people, then you call it a partnership. It is again very easy to start, and you just need to have like a formal partnership agreement. What are the responsibility and the resources, and how do they contribute to the company? But you still have unlimited liability, meaning that, for example, you are one of the owners, you do the business, you just put in your money, you don't actually manage the business. Yeah, I put in 100 million, for example. Other people do the business, but the business fails and they owe a lot of money. You have to pay too, more than the 100 million that you put. You can actually your personal money can be taken from you, even though you are not managing the business. They don't care because the type is partnership. So legally, they can do that. Okay. And normally it is dissolved within 5 years. And also what happens is that if one of the persons suddenly pass away, maybe 3 people, 1 person pass away, then the whole partnership is gone. the same partnership cannot go on. You cannot transfer the someone who passed away to like a new person, the child or something. No, you cannot. If the partnership, one person passes away, the whole thing is gone. Okay, so doesn't stay. And then we have corporation. This corporation is an artificial entity created by the state and existing apart from its owners. Thank you, Adele. And it's a separate legal entity. It's liable for its actions, but it limits owners' liability. This is what I said. So the owners cannot be the personal assets and everything from the owners cannot be taken away from them if the corporation fails. They must pay taxes, obviously. And its continuity, if one person dies, two people die, we don't care. The company is a company by itself, so it will go on. You can change the owners, you can change the board of directors, it goes on forever. So if you have companies that have been there 100 years ago, they should be like a corporation because they can retain that name forever. But it's expensive to make, and there are complex paperwork. Well, in Indonesia, also applicable, but not like very expensive. But it costs money. You have to complete the paperwork and set up your corporation with a notaris, yeah. And can raise funds through the sale of stock to investors. This is if you already go public, yeah. If you're a company but you haven't gone public yet, then of course you cannot raise funds from the sale of your stock. But if you go public, IPO, then only you can get money from selling stocks to any kind of investors. But actually this sale of stock is also applicable for corporations that have not gone public yet, because you can actually, for example, I have a corporation, it has not gone public, but I don't want to be involved in it anymore. I can sell my share to someone else, but it's like not to the public, it's like personal, do you want to buy my share? Yeah, because you can't buy my share in the market, right? Okay, so those were the types of legal structure. Again, it's important, yeah, the liability part. And we also have arranging financing. There are two ways to get finance. The first one is debt financing, meaning that you get your money from borrowing money from someone else. And of course, you have to pay it later. But this one can be anyone, can be your family and friends. You can borrow from them, can be from personal credit cards. If you have a sole proprietorship, can be from bank loans. You can be from finance companies, wealthy individuals, potential customers, small business administration. It can be from anyone, yeah. Basically, you can borrow from anyone you want. And there's also equity financing. And equity financing funds that are invested in exchange of ownership of the company. So if I am the owner, I will put 100 million rupiah, I will get maybe 30% of the share. That is equity. That is not debt, because you are not entitled to give back my money. You can give dividends. You can also give, in exchange, you can give kind of dividends, yeah, in the future, but you are not expected to actually give me back the money. Can be from nowadays it can be from many different entities. In the past, maybe you just think it's you, this is my company, so I will invest in my company myself. But nowadays we have angel financing, we have venture capitalists, we have crowdfunding. Yeah, these are all normally people or group that invest money in new or expanding businesses. And who watched Startup, the Korean company? Yeah, Korean drama, Startup. Tiwati, you watch Startup?
Kim Han Ji Pyong.
Yeah. So in the Startup K-drama,
Miss, you have 5 minutes here, Miss.
Okay, I am almost done. So in the K-drama, basically, they are looking for investment, right? And there's this huge company that basically invests. They are like venture capitalists, yeah, actually venture capital firms. And I would love to have that kind of company in Indonesia as well, where they actually, filter a lot of new entrepreneurs. But I won't be in the same wavelength as those who did not watch startup. So I'm gonna stop right here. But basically, we have venture capitalist companies everywhere. And oops, this is the last slide, so I'm actually on time. Sources of startup capital for entrepreneurs are many. You can be self-financed from your savings or your credit cards. You can take loans from your friends, family, or business associates. You can take bank loans. You can get lines of credit, and you can get from venture capital. And as you can see, 80% of the people, they are self-financed. Because most of the time, if you want to start your own business and you already take some debts, that will be very dangerous, right? Because with debts, you need to pay interest. And with the interest, then if your business is not making as much profit as the interest, then you will be left with a business that is basically just paying off loans, right? So that is quite dangerous. So it is better to start with self-finance. But if you have a very, very big dreams and you have started small and you think you can go bigger, you believe in your business, you can start. For me, I would rather go up to venture capitalists, because then they are giving you investment. They're not giving you loans, right? If you go to the bank doesn't care, yeah? Whatever your situation is, we don't care. We are banks. We just take a look at your financials. It looks good, we will give you loans. It doesn't look good, we won't give you loans. That's it. But venture capitalists, they take a look at your business plan. They will see what your vision is. They will see the prospect and so on. And then they can decide. And that is also a very good way, again, if you watch startup, yeah, that is also a very good way to know whether your business is actually in the right track. Because if venture capitalists want to invest in you, it means that you are doing something right? Because they are the experts. They have done so many of this. They have taken a look at so many different business plans. And of course, they have the ability to kind of project whether this will become successful or not. So by going to a venture capitalist and being accepted by them, they want to invest in you, that is already a very good sign, which means that they see that you are in the right track and you will be big in the future. But if you go to a venture capitalist and they say no, then you have to look into your business plan back. And is it just me with my own ideas, but I don't actually know the market? Or what is wrong with my business plan? That's why the venture capitalist does not want to invest. So you can look back and you can correct yourself, which is again exactly what startup is all about. So they were very, very smart tech people. They can develop very, very good system, but they don't know how to market. They don't have any, source of income from their business, because they're just thinking of it from the tech point of view, right? So when they go to venture capitalists, they are rejected because there's no business stream in a way. You cannot get business out of this, even though the product is very, very good. So that is also a good way for you to kind of measure your own business plan by going up to venture capitalists and see what they think about it. And it doesn't have to be a company. It can be your friends, maybe who's already very good in business, and you can ask them, can you take a look at my business plan and so on. Okay, so those are all from me. That is the end. How much time left do I have, Ashley?
You're right on time, miss.
I'm right on time. So if I still have like 2-3 minutes left, I would have talked with you all, but since I'm right on time, so that is it from me. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you learned something from the session. Hope you have a very good university life, despite the fact that it's online and hybrid, but I wish you all the best and good luck. I hope to see you all as successful entrepreneurs in the future. Don't forget about me, yeah?
Oh, miss, actually, we still have time for a Q&A.
Oh, okay. Okay then, yes. Who is going to lead the Q&A? Me? Myself?
Do we have any questions?
Oh, okay.
I don't think we have.
We don't have any question, in fact.
Oh, here.
Rajwa is. Rajwa.
Hello, Miss.
Hi.
I just want your opinion on, when you're starting up a business and you're an entrepreneur, it's very hard to do it alone, right? So you need a team. In your opinion, what makes a great team, and what does each team have to consist? Maybe a marketing person and then someone who does the finance and maybe more? I want to know your opinion on it.
Okay, so first, let me tell you the functions that they have in a company. Yeah, this is already a published, a big company. Companies will normally have finance and then marketing division, sales and marketing, because sales and marketing are actually different thing. They're not the same. So it's sales and marketing, finance, human resource, purchasing, and one more is HR, right? So I think when you, again, everything depends on what kind of business that you want to do. But I believe that there has to be someone that is an expert of the product. So for example, you want to, like just now, Ferga wants to have an automotive business. Then at least he has to be an expert in that. Or he has a friend who is an expert in that. So someone should be an expert of the product. So you don't just go like, I am free, you are free, let's make a business. Okay, what about like, let's make a culinary business, but you cannot cook, your friend cannot cook, no one can cook, right? But you just want to out of a sudden go ahead and like, let's do this business. That is not good. So you need to have an expert in the field, whatever the field is. That is one. And then you need someone who has connection. And when I say who has connection, meaning of course he is an all around meaning that he has good communication skill. That's why he can have a good network. He is quite aware of the market. Because he has a lot of good connection, it means that he hangs around, right? He's social. So he knows about the market, and he is also very good in marketing in a way. And he can help you build your network, because business will always survive if you have a good business network, if you know a lot of friends. So the first one, expert in the product. Second one is quote unquote marketing, but more like a person who has good connection and can make good connections. And then the third one is someone who is good in finance. This is very important, because I know a lot of my friends as well who have their businesses, like they have good connection and so on, but they cannot manage the money well. They cannot manage the finance well. So sometimes they will mix the company's money with their personal money. You don't have a separate account, and everything is just all over the place. You don't have good bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is also very, very important. You need to know how much you actually make in the end, and that has to be the same with what you have in the bank account. So some people, especially a lot of MSMEs, UMKM, I think their biggest mistake is they don't separate their personal finance with the business finance. So then everything got messed up, and then your friend or whoever has the account accidentally use the company's money for their personal thing and so on, and it's all just a mess. So there should be one person who is also good in bookkeeping for the finance and to make projections of the future, because you need that also if you want to present to venture capitalists or the banks. So I think those are the main function in a way. So kind of like marketing, but more like networking, and then the product specialist, and then the person who does the finance well. So that's from me, my point.
Thank you, Miss.
Welcome.
Does anybody else have any questions for Miss Brina?
Anyone else? Any question? Until what time is the Q&A?
We have until 2:35, so another 5 minutes.
Okay, sure. Anyone else wants to ask anything? Maybe you want to ask statistics related things, since I'm actually more of an expert in that. Or mathematics related. Yes, Rajwa.
Well, what should we expect when learning statistics with you later on, or maybe with other lecturer?
Okay, so I love that question. This is a heads up for everyone, yeah? First, if you are in my class, expect that all of my classes will be quite similar to this one, meaning that I will always interact with the students. So you should be ready in your place, wherever you are. And again, yeah, in a class that's only 20 students maximum, more or less 20 students, even less sometimes. So I will pinpoint each and every one of you. In my class, I always pinpoint each and every one person because that is possible. With 20 students, 100 minutes, I can definitely do that. So you have to actually be here, not, you know, doing something else with your camera off. That's the first thing. The second point, why do I do that? I do that because statistics is a difficult subject, right? I mean, even if you love numbers, it's not an easy subject. So it is important that you actually do follow me along, because if you just self-study with the materials given, with the PPT that I give you, most of the time you won't understand whatever is written in the PPT. You need me to actually explain it to you. So it's difficult to self-study for my subject, like statistic. So you actually have to be present in my class. It is very, very important. You can ask Ashley. Ashley is very, very active in my class. She will answer questions and so on, because I always ask questions, right, Ashley? So those who are active in class, who answer my questions, they normally get really good scores. Actually, I think you got an A, right, in statistics?
I think, no, miss, I think statistics is my only class that's not an A.
Really? A minus?
I think it was an A minus.
Yeah. See, A minus is still good. So if you actually listen, trust me, you can get a good score in my class, because most students gave up from the beginning. They are like, oh, I can't do stats, I can't do numbers, you know, whatever. I will fail anyway. But trust me, really, if you actually listen, you will be able to pass. So just listen to me in class and you should be able to do well, because I am very kind. I will give you questions that are similar to what I've already discussed in class. So yes, be active, number one. Second, don't give up from the beginning. Trust me, you can pass. And third one, yeah, just listen to me. Trust me, if you listen to me, you'll be able to pass. That is for my class, yeah. For other classes, again, you have to always adjust with the different lecturers. We have very different styles of teaching styles. Any other question? We still have 2 minutes.
Oh, miss, I also have another question.
Yes, Rachel, go ahead.
So if you are in statistics in your class, will there be like, maybe, is it allowed to ask maybe you for like maybe extra, you know, or yeah, extra class or extra explanation that is not in the schedule, or do we have to go to student service and mentoring for that?
Okay, so this is the thing, yeah. To be honest to all of you, honestly, I am a new lecturer. So when you are a new lecturer, you know what happens? We are very motivated. We love the students. So what I do, I think Ashley also knows, maybe, I don't know whether it happens in her class, but I always offer extra classes. So every time it's almost mid-exam or it's final exam, I will say, I will be willing to give you extra classes. Just let me know who wants to have the classes. And when you are free, we can have an extra class. Normally it's before mid-exam and before final exam. It's open for everyone. And I will personally offer it to you all. Normally I will ask the, ketua class to check whether the students want one extra class. If they do, I will give extra class. Normally one extra class is not enough. They will request, Miss, can we have another extra class? And normally I am very willing to do that. Why? Because, okay, there are two things why I do that again. The first is because I don't want you to cheat. You have already seen the speech from our rector, right? Actually, BINUS has a very, very strict policy on cheating. But unfortunately, with the fact that we are doing online exam, please don't try to like fool me. I know you are all cheating because it's online. You can just copy paste from each other, right? So why am I doing all of the extra effort is so that you don't cheat, so that you get the grade that you deserve. So it is very, very important for me that you do that. It's okay that you don't get a good grade. If you're active in class and so on, I know you're a good student and I know that you did not cheat. Most of the time I'll give you, if you are going to fail, I'll give you extra classes, or I can give you extra assignment and so on. I will help you, but just don't cheat, because I have a lot of cases of students cheating. So I'm so tired of it already. And I'm so tired of saying it also in the class. Ashley also knows, right? No matter how many times I said, don't cheat, people still cheat, students still cheat anyway. So that's why I'm very willing to offer you extra classes. Just don't cheat in the exam, because it's very difficult for us lecturers to control as well. I mean, we know you're cheating, but we don't have proof, so it's difficult, right? So just be honest with yourself. It's not important to get high score. Integrity is much more important in the future anyway, right? I mean, if you become an entrepreneur, you want to cheat from who? Other people? You're probably going to fail anyway, right? If you just copy paste. So yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. Thank you for the questions, Joshua. I think we are done, yeah, Ashley?
Yes, thank you so much, Miss, for your presentation and for answering RJ's questions and everyone's questions. It was a very insightful presentation, yeah, guys. You learned about entrepreneurship, what it is, the different types, and the risks that come with it, and everything, the liabilities. I think we have come till the end of the session for today. So we're gonna have a photo session led by Jackie.
Adele.
Oh, Adele, sorry, Adele.
Okay, let's turn on our cam. Yeah, let's just wait for a while, eh, guys. Okay, I'm going to start taking the first slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, second slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then this is the third slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Back to Ashley.
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending today's session. I know it's been... Oh, wait. Are we at the end? No, we have cider, yeah, abis ini. We have
Yeah, at
cider.
3.
I was gonna say goodbye, but we have cider at 3. So don't be late for that. And we'll see you in about 20 minutes.
Good luck. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Brina.